Okay, so in the last example we did solving for hypotenuse. This time, if you look at your triangle here, we already know the hypotenuse, because looking at this one, here's our right angle. So the hypotenuse is 15, so this is C. That means that X and 9 are the legs, so I'm going to call this A and 9 B. Now we still start with the same process. We labeled the diagram A, B, and C, just like we did. Now we're going to come over and write the formula, because the formula doesn't change. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. This is just a truth that Pythagoras is credited for. And now we're going to substitute what we do know. Now instead of A, they're calling that X. You can leave it as an A. It's still an unknown. We don't know what the value is. B is 9. We're going to square it. And C is 15. Okay, so we're right here. X squared plus 9 squared equals 15 squared. I still can't do anything with X. I don't know what X is, so we're going to leave it X squared. I can go ahead and simplify. 9 squared is the same thing as 81, and 15 squared is the same thing as 225. Now I have an equation. A number X squared plus 81 equals 225. So if we forget about this X squared for a minute, and we think about this as just an equation from 7th grade, you would have a number X plus 81 equals 225, and you would do the opposite. You would subtract 81 from both sides to figure out X. So that's exactly the process that we're going to use here. We just have to remember this is X squared. So if I subtract 81 from both sides, those 81s cancel each other out because one's a positive, one's a negative. I'm left with X squared is equal to 5 minus 1 is 4, 12 minus 8 is 4, and 144. Now the last step, which we just learned in the last unit, is when you have X squared equals a number, to solve for X, you take the square root. Square root and squares are opposites. So if we square root both sides, we get X equals 12. So the leg is 12, the other leg is 9, and the hypotenuse is 15. And what we know about Pythagorean Theorem says that our longest side has to be our hypotenuse. The other two sides are our legs. 12 squared is 144, 9 squared is 81, and if we add those together, just to check, 12 squared plus 9 squared, we get 225, and that's the same thing as 15 squared.